Well, right now we know many students are back in the classroom across central Indiana. And right now, parents, you might be wondering, how do I get my child to open up more about how their day was? Well, joining us right now is WTHR expert, Miss Jennifer Brinker. Glad to have you back, by the way. I know
Yeah.
it's been a while to kind of really tell us, how can parents get their children to open up? And I guess children, how can they open up more than those one-liners when they get home from school?
That's exactly right, Matthew. I think all of us as parents have asked our kids, how was school today? Fine. Okay. So to really get them to open up beyond that, we have to, one, remember that just like us after a long day of work, there are times that they're just tired. The fatigue sets in. They might not feel like talking the second they get in the car. So keeping that in mind, but also the most important thing is really just how you ask that question.
Yeah. And I guess how do parents ask it without it sounding like you're in an interrogation room?
Sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, the one thing is you don't want to ask something that they can just easily give a one-word answer to. So instead of saying, how was your day? Maybe ask some open-ended questions that would invite some storytelling. Like, tell me about something that made you laugh today. Yeah. What was something that your teacher talked about today that stands out to you? So those sorts of things you can ask. What's something that maybe was frustrating today? Those invite some more storytelling. You might still sometimes find just I don't know, which can be frustrating, but you have to read the room too and know when sometimes you need to back off so it doesn't feel like an interrogation, but just keep offering that communication up.
Yeah, so I guess timing is key, and I guess also trying to get them from staring into their phones at TikTok and everything else as well too, right?
Yeah, I think it's important as a family to set some limits. I know that we can all be bad at about that. I think adults sometimes we're worse than the kids are about it. So making sure that we're, a little bit distraction free with those devices. But then also sometimes, again, they need some time after school. It's a lot less stressful for kids to talk sometimes side by side. So maybe like later you're driving to practice or doing something like that. That might encourage them to sort of keep that conversation, but also as a family around the dinner table, whenever possible. I know that everybody's got stressful schedules, but maybe create some sort of a system where you ask every night, what were our roses and thorns of the day? What was the high, low? And that way everybody is sharing. So it will encourage them to not feel like it's just the spotlight on them.
Yeah, and I think that makes perfect sense. No one wants to be put on the spot. Per se. Are there any red flags parents look for? Maybe your child comes home and they're quiet, more withdrawn than normal, those sort of things.
Yeah, I mean, that can happen. Everybody has a day that's off sometimes, but if you're seeing a consistent pattern where, especially if they're asked about school and they're just clamming up, they won't talk, especially if it's not the norm for your child. Parents know their kids better than anybody else, but if you start to see some changes in behavior concerning patterns, I would suggest at that point, reach out to your child's teacher, talk to the counselor at their school, even an administrator, just to make sure that you're all on the same page, because there might be more to the story then.
So, of course, we're going to have all this on our website at WTHR.com, parents, if you want to learn more, as well as WTHR Plus. Ms. Brinker, as always, glad to have you back here in the studio with us. And kids, hope the school year is off to a great start. Much more 13 Sunrise when we get back, everyone.